What is up, everybody? It is Wick here. I am at a rummage sale right now looking for things I can buy, flip on eBay or somewhere, make some money. Lots of people at this rummage sale. It's that time of year where they start popping up and just always a big line, always a lot of people, very crowded. And you just get in there and you grab what you can. There's a John Deere hat on that guy's head. I kind of want that hat. Looks like a pretty decent hat, but can't really grab it off his head, but going to go over here and look. There's a fan back there. It looks like a newer one. Vintage fans can be good. Luggage. And I'm just trying to spot the really good stuff. And I got some stuff in my bag already when I first came in. It was a pretty big rush. Over here in the holiday stuff, we got some, looks like basic kind of items. This has probably already been picked through. And if you're not familiar, I know I get a lot of questions about rummage sales. Rummage sales are sales that churches put on or organizations put on to raise money for pretty much a charity or something. Like sometimes you see Boy Scouts will have a rummage sale where people will donate stuff and then they sell it and raise money for Boy Scouts, something like that. So this one, I'm not sure what they're raising money for. I think maybe like service people because it's at a Legion place. Here's a Cutco knife block. Some of these are good. It's only 50 cents, so I know I can make some money on that. Some of those empty Cutco knife blocks can sell for over $200, some of the larger ones, so should make some money on that. I'll show you everything I found, of course, at the end of the video. Here we got some glasses I was looking at. I was thinking about buying them. See this huge line here for people ready to pay? I came in, I went through very quickly, got a few things, paid for them, and now I'm back in. Looking just because I don't want to get stuck in that line, even though I had to stand in it anyway the second time around because I grabbed the knife block. Not a lot of toys this time at this rummage sale. I try to come to this one every year. Just the way it is. Not a lot of board games. Got some purses, sunglasses. Just the kind of stuff that you're going to see at garage sales or rummage sales. Let me know if you go to rummage sales in your area. A lot of people just don't seem to know what they are. Kind of surprising to me because they're all over the place around here in Ohio. Here's some sort of classical music CD set. I looked it up just to see if it had any value on eBay. It was not really selling, so did not want to purchase that. Some books and items. You see just how many people are here in the way. So I had to do a lot of editing just to make this watchable for the masses. But here's shoes. There's lots of shoes. I picked up a lot of shoes today. When shoes are $1, it's hard not to buy a lot of shoes. Some of them I bought, though, just weren't in great shape. Unfortunately, it's just I throw them in the bag if I see any good Nikes or Jordans or anything like that, right? Then you get them home and you start looking. It's like, oh, this has a tear in it. But at $1, just try to grab what you can. After the rummage sale, I head on over to Goodwill. Checking the shelves. There's a Dyson sweeper, but it's for a kid. Not really interested. You got some construction toys here, but they're plastic. They feel pretty cheap, so I did not look at them any further. Also got some those trucks there that hold the Hot Wheels cars, I believe. Not really worth it unless there's one Hot Wheels one. I forget what it was called. I sold it years ago for about $200. I've been keeping an eye out for another one of those. Plush down there. And I'm not seeing a whole lot at this Goodwill, but it's always worth coming in and checking, even though the prices are extremely high for the most part. You just don't find a lot of like really high-end items at Goodwill anymore, but you can find, some things you can make like $20 on here and there. So I still come in. There's like a Ursula doll from Little Mermaid without the fins, just the human form. I don't think that was anything. And just checking, hoping to see something. There's just so many toys, and I always seem to see things in these videos that I missed when I'm there recording, right? And other people spot things. So if you see anything, let me know. There's a Panasonic vintage pencil sharpener now. This particular one is not worth picking up. There's some that are very bright colored I sold recently. I got like $40 for, so certain ones are worth keeping an eye out for sure. And I don't see much else, but I got some really good items today. This past week in this video, and a lot of them were items I picked up locally. So I'm going to show you those, as well as things I got at the rummage sale. But yeah, it's that time of year. Going to be some garage sale videos, lots of rummage sale videos. So ready for it. Let's jump into the haul. Check it out. Got a big haul to show you. Even got some stuff in the floor back there. We'll get to some really cool items. Went to a rummage sale and also bought a few things locally, so I'll show you all that. As you can probably see, I have a ton of shoes here. Now going to this rummage sale when all shoes are $1, it's hard not to buy shoes and boots. Not all of them are really worth buying when they're $1. I just see good brands. I usually just throw them in the bag. It's dark at these rummage sales. It can be hard to see how dirty they are and so forth. Plus, I'm not taking any time to look them up. But we'll get through these shoes real quick, because they're not the most exciting things by far, but they are money makers for me consistently. Like the San Antonio Shoe Company shoes, I got 3 pairs here, all in pretty good condition. These don't have insoles. I can probably still sell these for 20. I can probably sell the other 2 pairs for about 30 is usually what I get for them. Just depends how clean they are, after I look them over and clean them up. Here's some Ariat Fat Baby boots. Sold these a few times. This style does okay. I usually price them about $30, I think. They always sell. I saw these boots and I thought they were Red Wing. I looked on the bottom here. So of course I just bought them, right? They're actually Goodyear boots. I think these are considered engineer boots or mechanics boots or something like that. I think they're men's. They might be women's. Somebody can let me know. I could not find this exact style on eBay, but I did see some similar styles still selling for around $40. I think even $60 for some of them. So not bad at all. Here's a pair of Under Armour shoes I picked up just because they're in good enough condition to sell at $1. When I looked them up, they're quite rare. Only one pair on eBay sold from the UK, and they sold for, I think it was $30, maybe $38. So I'll be pricing those at least $30. Here's a pair of New Balance. These are in good condition as well, and those are awesome. They're about $40 pair of shoes in that condition. Got a couple pairs of Brooks. This pair, I believe it was this pair, is okay. I don't know if I'm going to sell it, honestly. It's got a decent amount of wear, and it's an older style. So this might be a pair I just, redonate or something like that. But this pair should be at least $40. These are pretty clean, but they're in good condition. So with a little bit of scrubbing, you can make them look almost like new, and then sell them for $40. I also picked up these Ascend shoes, and I'm not too familiar with this brand, but in my head, I'm like, oh, these are really good shoes, because I assumed they made climbing gear, kind of a niche market where stuff's more pricey. I did see a pair sell for, I think it was $38, $40 plus shipping, so I'll probably price them like $30, $35. They're in really good condition as well. Then this tote real quick, we got this hat. I just grabbed Harlem Wizards. It's kind of like the Harlem Globetrotters. It's signed, but I don't think it's worth much, like, $15 at the most. I just bought it because it was there. I wasn't too sure. But we got some Nike shoes, some LeBron shoes, and some of these have more wear than I noticed. Like this one's kind of falling apart. Just not worth taking the time to try to sell it, especially only having $1 into it. So I'll donate those. I think I'll donate this pair as well. These are the LeBron shoes. They're dirty. I think there was a tear on it somewhere. Yeah, right there. Just don't notice this stuff always. So if I was paying, $5 a pair for them, I would take the time to look them over a lot more. And here's some of these, Air 27s. Now, I found these and sold them before. They sell very well. In good condition, $60 to $70 for these shoes. However, these are pretty dirty. I don't see any major damage though on them. There's 2 pairs here, 2 different ones, but they're probably worth taking some time to try to clean and get these stains out, because there's still going to be money in them. If I can get the dirt off of them pretty well, I can probably sell those at least for $40. And I think there's another pair of Nikes down here. Thought these were going to be good, but they're really not. Look like they were selling for, $20, and they're not even selling that great, the sell-through rate or anything. So probably still worth, listed for $20 plus shipping. So I got more shoes to deal with here. I'm going to add it all up, put it on the screen, how much I think I can make on all these after they sell. I've said it before, shoes can take a long time to sell because they take a very specific buyer. But I list so many shoes that, I'm getting sales every week on these things, even if they sit for months before somebody comes along that wants them. At the rummage sale for only 50 cents, I got this Cutco knife block. I've had these in Bolo videos before. There's one that has, oh, it's almost double the size of this, or maybe about 50% larger than this one, and it sells for about $200. This one's pretty good though. This is a 18 piece. You see them selling anywhere between $30 and $60 depending on condition. This one looks pretty good. I should be able to make at least $30 on that for only paying 50 cents. Every one of these I've picked up, I've sold. Here is a GE flip clock, and it is working. It's pretty beat up though, and it's missing the sticker on the bottom that shows the model number. But others that look like this one, we're selling between like $80 and $100. You know, I'll probably price this $80. I found these 2 or 3 times in the past and they never work. So it's nice to have one that's working. So here's an item that I think is very, very good. These are antique vintage sleigh bells. Now, these were actually a local buy. I wish I got these at the rummage sale for cheap, but I ended up paying $200 for them, and I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do super well on them, but if you look at the history on some of these similar ones that are selling, I'm seeing $600. Even looking back the past 3 years, I saw some like this sell for $1,200. I see a lot of them selling between $200 and $300, where the strap here is just kind of rotted away. This strap is in very good condition for the age. I don't know how old they are. I would guess 40s or earlier. I saw some dates on eBay saying, you know, like 1919 for some of them, but if you can see here, they got numbers, like this is number 10. It's based on the size. Start at the bottom here, which is, actually can't see what that is. Maybe the smaller ones don't have numbers. So there's a number 8. But they are brass, and I don't know why some of them are selling for $200, some of them are selling for $500 or $600. My plan with these, at minimum to start, is pricing them $600 and seeing if I can get a sale. And I think at minimum, I get my money back on these, right? I don't think they'll sell for less than $300, so I'll get my money back and make some okay profit on them. But just something I wanted to try on eBay, right? I never tried to sell anything like this. I think it's kind of a cool item. If anyone has any input on the bells, you can let me know, even though they'll probably be sold or at least listed by the time this video is actually edited. Right next to it, I got this Wilson glove I picked up at the rummage sale for $1. Pretty good condition. I believe it's older. I saw some over the past 3 years. One in good condition sold for $40. One in pretty bad condition was sold for like $25. So I'm going to try $40 on that glove to start. I also grabbed these at the rummage sale. They were $1/4 a piece, or I guess the bag was $1 and this loose one was $1/4, so $1.25. But they're Harmony remotes, the Logitech Harmony remotes. I've talked about these before, that some of these sell for hundreds of dollars. I knew picking them up that they were the older models, but at a sale, I'm just throwing these in my bag at that price, right? Rather than sit there and try to look them up and deal with all that when there's 8,000 people in an aisle crowding you in. But yeah, they're not worth a whole lot, like $12 a piece. I'm probably just gonna sell them all for $20 plus shipping, right? Got $1.25 into them. Here's a sealed Axis and Allies Europe 1940 game. I keep finding these, and this one's brand new sealed, so I had to buy it. It was $10. I'm just gonna put it in the board game collection. It only sells on eBay for like $25, $30 max. Currently not on Amazon, but I'm not allowed to sell this brand on Amazon. So I'm probably just going to put that in the board game collection for now. I think it will go up in price over time for sure. I think it's out of print. Back here, I got a really good unit. This is a Magnavox DVD recorder combo unit. Big difference from just the VCR DVD player combo unit. These things new, if you happen to find them, they're like $1,500. Used like this, I can try $200 to $250 on eBay. I did plug it in and try to play a VHS, without, I couldn't see the image, but it did play fast forward and rewind. So it's a good sign it is going to work okay. Even not working, you can sell these for like $50 for parts. People buy them, plus the remote's a nice score on that, right? So at the rummage sale, they had a sign up where you pay that they had some knives and to ask about them because they didn't want to set them out and have someone cut themselves. So I was hoping they had the Cutco knives that went with this knife block because that would have made it really well, or some case knives or something. So I asked about it, and then a lady took me back in the kitchen. Unfortunately, it was all junk, but I did see these. This is Hallmark Japan-made steel. It's brand new. It was $80 back in 1983. So I paid $5 for it. I didn't know what they were going to be worth. There's not a whole lot of this stuff on eBay. I saw like a 3-piece steak knife set sell for 20, I think it was. Like these Hallmarks items, just as Hallmark housewares. It's probably just some very small company that's been out of business for a long time. But I figured at least I could sell them for $20. I honestly don't know. I'll probably price them like 30 to start, 30 plus shipping, just to see if there's something somebody wants, but figured I'd give them a shot. So I got some really cool items here in the clothing. Got 3 shirts here that were local buys, and then some stuff from the Rumage sale. The Rumage sale items, I got this North Face jacket. I think this stuff was like $1. This jacket's better than I thought. I actually saw it and I'm like, that's almost something like I would wear. I think it is a women's though. But still, I was surprised. I saw a lot of these selling between $40 and $50 on eBay. The thermo ball jackets, I believe they're called. So at a low price, you know, I'll pick up this stuff. Same with this starter jersey. This one's not a great one. It's just a Buckeyes jersey. It's vintage. At $1, I'm just like, I'll pick it up. Does look like it was selling for like $15, $20, you know. Actually, I think the shirts, this was considered a shirt, so it was like 50 cents. Yeah, 50 cents, it's pretty easy to make some profit, even on some of these lower items that sell. And then just a cheap Bud Racing Dale Earnhardt Jr. jacket. Again, it was $1. It's probably never been worn. I didn't even look it up. I would say $15 to $20 at the most, right, on something like that. But check out these vintage band shirts. We got the Judas Priest here. There's the tag. These are single stitch band shirts. I believe this one is 1990 tour shirt in very good condition for being, you know, from 1990. I believe this one I can sell for $100. And then this one is even cooler. This is a 1989 Van Halen single stitch shirt. Graphic is still in great condition. There's the tag. Just a really high quality shirt for the age. And then we have this one, and this is a vintage Looney Tunes Tweety Town shirt. Look at the graphic on this. This is from 95 in a really good condition. A lot of Looney Tunes stuff like this is going down in price, but some of these styles like this one, very good. Now, I did look this one up, and it was selling for, well, I saw 3. The only 3 on eBay sell for right around $50. However, if I look back to the past 3 years, I saw one sell for around $100. So I'm probably going to price this one, well, I'm definitely going to price this one higher to start. Anything vintage like this, unique. I got $25 into this one, and these two I paid $110 for both of them. So $55 into each one. Van Halen, I should be able to sell for $125 at minimum, just because of the condition. Judas Priest, I think, was more like right around $100. I seen some priced at and selling for, so paid up a little for him, but you know what? These things are definitely desirable, but I'll certainly double my money on those. So adding up all the clothing, I think it's going to be some great profit. So what do I have in this box here? These are puppets, and I've sold puppets like this before. The ones with the legs did better for me. I sold some that were like $50 each that had the legs. I think they were Sunny Toys that made them. I was trying to see tags on these. I couldn't find any tags. And I have a couple half puppets like this listed, and they haven't sold in like a year. So I was very hesitant buying these. The whole box I paid $40 for, but I'm glad I ended up buying them because I pulled the foam out of these, and it looks like they're called One-Way Street Puppets. They're from the 80s, and some of them are looking pretty good. If you look at the past 3 years, they have a good sell-through rate. There's not a lot on eBay right now, but they do sell pretty well. You got the devil here, which I should be able to at least get my money back on that, because I'm probably going to price that at least $50. There is a Sunny puppet in here, the horse, which it looked like was selling for like $25 on eBay. Here's some more. I'm thinking they're all going to be these One-Way Street puppets. Some of them are very strange looking, like this one. And it seems like I saw this one that sold in the past 3 years, sold for like $40 or $50. Like some of these weird hair color ones, which I thought weren't going to be as valuable. But I think there's 13 different puppets in there. So paying $40, you know, I'm definitely making $100 profit in the end on these somehow. Possibly more once I get started like listing them, trying to figure out if they're rare or whatever, but they do seem sought after. One-Way Street Puppets. There it is, everybody. That is my haul for today. Some really cool items, I think. Should be able to make some great profit on this stuff. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Keep me in your YouTube feed. I'd appreciate it. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, flipping_junk. And this has been Wick. Until next time.